Does this look Jedi to you?
What?
That was one of the lines from the show. Does this look Jedi to you?
Oh yeah.
We're live, and the Mandalorian chapter 14 is over. Unless you are me and you have it playing right now again.
Are you watching it again already?
Oh yeah.
As we talk.
As we talk, it's on right now. Please hit the subscribe button for more reactions and theories and other stuff we'll do here. I've got Jay with me. We were just together a little while ago, and we're only on YouTube right now because I don't think it's fair for people to wake up on Facebook and see it.
Yeah, good point.
Oh, what did Ray and Jay talk about? Oh, they spoiled the whole fucking show for me. Pardon my language, but I think I already blew that. So anyway, yeah, we're fresh off the episode. It ended about 20 minutes ago or so for me. Jay was a little bit behind me, and here we are. We are. What'd you think?
Man, like I said just before we went on the air, short, but man, it was sweet. Short but sweet. I mean,
the ending was a spoiler warning, by the way. I forgot. I don't think I said spoiler. Spoilers. We're going to spoil the shit out of this episode.
Do you have you have that spoiler icon you can put up in the upper corner still? Should be in this folder, same folder.
I'll find that. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and talk. Go ahead and talk.
So yeah, I mean, the ending wasn't sweet, but just the episode as a whole was sweet. So when I say short but sweet, I mean it was satisfying. We forgot to mention earlier that Robert Rodriguez directed this episode. There we go.
Yes.
But man, I mean, so for starters, I was surprised that they got to Typhon right off the bat.
Right off the bat.
We're there.
They didn't waste any time. They were there.
We're there.
That blew my theory out of the water.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were going to make it to Typhon at all.
Yeah, it was questionable for me, but yeah, we got right there. Got to see Grogu tap into the Force. He called out a couple funny lines there at first, like you said. Does this look Jedi to you?
Does this look Jedi? Yeah.
And the other one, can't land on the top, so we're gonna have to travel the rest of the way there with the windows down. First, I'm like, what does he mean? But then,
I had a feeling. The weird thing is that it's like, how many things have windows down in Star Wars?
In Star Wars, yeah, that's why I was like, I don't think the windows go down. What does he mean?
Yeah, most theaters are open top. So
yeah. But yeah, man, I mean, it didn't take too long before we saw Slave One fly into the picture.
Surprise number one.
Yeah.
Well, no, surprise number two. The surprise number one is
getting there right away.
No, well, surprise number three then, because him reaching out to the Force, then the Slave One flies. So there's like three surprises right there, right in a row, and then surprise four, Fennec Shand.
Oh yeah, no. Now see, I did hear a rumor earlier in the season that it was reported that she was gonna show back up in the season at some point.
Her.
But I didn't bring it up. I'm like, well, I mean, because we did see that figure at the end of that episode, which most people figured it was Boba Fett. What he did to save her, I don't know. That was some like Darth Maul looking. When she opened up her torso, it was all robotic inside or whatever.
Yeah.
At least that's what I saw.
Yeah.
Anyhow, the scenes. So yeah, I did mention that they built the cockpit for Slave One and that it might be showing up, but yeah, it showed up pretty quick. Man, Boba Fett, finally getting to see Boba Fett in action. Like, you always hear these people like, people that might not have read the comics, legends, or whatever. Oh, Boba Fett didn't. Why do people think he's such a badass? He didn't do anything. He went into the Sarlacc pit and never saw him do much in the movies. But this episode showed why Boba Fett is revered as a badass. And then that gaffy stick, he was so brutal and ruthless. Just
think about
tearing up those stormtroopers.
Luke got hit by a gaffy stick, and the brutality from Boba Fett with that thing. I mean, damn, that must have hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, he was badass, but it was great to see him. The best part was, I want my armor back. He said that, like, that's the first thing he said. It's not about the child, it's about the armor.
I kind of figured that. But they were at odds at first. They kind of became friends quicker than I figured they would be. But
well, I mean, they fought together. I mean, fighting together kind of can bring you together,
Yeah, the Empire showing up on your doorstep will change a lot. Mandalorians.
And Boba Fett obviously has no love for the Empire. We saw that in the episode too.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as they showed up, I knew it was a matter of time. I was like, but the question I had was like, we see the stormtroopers and the battle going up the hill and everything, and I'm thinking like, where the fuck are the dark troopers? And we got to see them too. What a big episode! This may be my favorite episode of all the episodes. Period.
Oh man, it unpacked a lot of stuff starting to come to fruition, starting to come to a head now. Yeah, we didn't get to see the dark troopers do much, but we got to see them. We got to see them moving and in action, flying down, scooping up Grogu. Man, they blew up the Razor Crest.
Yeah, right after we named the show.
That's exactly what I thought. Like, did we? As soon as we named the show the Razor's Crest, the Razor Crest gets blown up.
Maybe he'll get a Razor Crest too.
So
yeah, I mean this was one of the more action-packed episodes for sure.
Yeah.
We got to see one of the things about the first season that kind of bothered me was Fennec Shand and not getting to see what she was all about, because she's supposed to be deadly as can be, and we got to see that.
Yeah, they showed this one.
Her, we got to see Boba Fett in action with the armor. I like that he looks over at the Razor Crest and sees the door open. He's like, okay,
I'm getting my armor
back. And then the biggest surprise, and this is a surprise, Jango Fett is a foundling.
Yeah.
That was never a thing before.
That's canon now. Yeah, that was cool the way he brought up his chain code on on his gauntlet.
So Boba Fett technically is Mandalorian by blood. He's a clone still, but
yeah.
The gaffy stick scene is he smashes a guy golf swing. That's awesome.
See chunks of stormtrooper armor flying everywhere, stabbing people with the other end of it, stabbing right down through.
We get to see the full, like, what you can do with the gaffy stick, because I always made fun of them growing up.
I know. They were always goofy looking. I'm like, yeah, what are you really going to do with that thing? But
yeah,
pretty.
Anyway, those of you watching us, if you have anything to say, let us know. We'll bring it up, and we'll definitely want to chat about it. We got to see a lot of cool stuff, not even just from that side. The stormtroopers, I mean, sure, they got obliterated and they were stormtroopers, but we got to see some good stormtrooper action too, which I always love to see, because you don't get to see it as much in the original trilogy. We got to see some in the last season, of course, but I love stormtroopers, and seeing them with the railgun and Fennec was my favorite part of this episode. I think seeing her in action, because she had a bounty on her head. She also mentioned that the bounty on Grogu is even higher.
Yeah.
Wow, what a great episode! Sad episode, even though the end was kind of funny, where he was throwing stormtroopers around.
Yeah, it's bittersweet. Yeah, that was Grogu horse choking a couple stormtroopers and throwing them around.
Moff Gideon showing off the Darksaber one more time,
teasing him with it.
The next two episodes are going to be huge.
Yeah, he's going to get Bill Burr's character out of the prison. That was cool. I like now we're going to see Fennec Shen and Boba Fett teamed up with Din Djarin and flying around in Slave One. How cool is that? That's
going to be awesome. I'm glad that I'm not glad the Razor Crest got blown up. I'm glad that we're going to get to see Boba Fett probably the rest of the season.
Yeah,
and Fennec as well, which I really like her. And now we're going to get a ragtag crew of bounty hunters, assassin, mercenaries together to get the child back.
Yeah, a bunch of group of misfits.
I mean, next episode sounds like it's going to be set up to get Bill Burr's character out, which I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
Which I hope there's more to it than that, and I bet there will be. But like the episode 8 is really could be huge. Did you think when the transport landed that it may have been Bo-Katan?
I was like, whose ship is that? I'm like, is this one of the? Is there a Jedi responding already, or whose ship is this? It didn't occur to me right away that it was. I didn't think the Empire was showing up already.
Yeah,
I was trying to figure out whose transport ship.
I knew it was an Imperial transport, but I thought maybe that Bo-Katan showed up for some reason. Yeah, and I'm like, oh shit, are we gonna get 3 Mandos? And then it was the Empire, which I was fine with. And I like the way they did it. They didn't overpower Din and with stormtroopers, like, a whole fleet coming in. Just, a couple stormtroopers on a transport, which is really cool. Dude, that whole fighting uphill. They had the high ground.
That was a different terrain. I don't think we've seen any scenery in Star Wars.
Cool looking.
Yeah,
I really like.
Perfect place for a shootout battle.
And I still think, oh yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
The old Western style gunfight on the hill.
And I still think they're at least could leave it open for seeing a Jedi at Tython. Like, what's going on here?
He had the Force fired up there for quite a bit. He was on that rock. Mm-hmm. He was all with the little meditation poses on his fingers, on his little bitty fingers.
Yeah, we have a comment here.
Right on, T. Wayne.
Yeah, holy crap! 2 normal dudes reviewing the episode. Better than all the awkward neckbeards arguing, not reviewing about Star Wars canon. Can't wait for the next episode. Yeah, hey, thanks, man. Give us a sub, if you will. We'll be doing this often. Theory shows and all kinds of stuff. We just love Star Wars. I mean, we're creators ourselves, but not to get too pretentious. But
yeah, we just figured we're going to be sitting around talking about this stuff anyways.
Yeah, may as well go live and talk about some Star Wars.
Maybe some other cool folks will join in the conversation. So yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, hit the sub if you don't mind, and give us the old thumbs up. That might be asking too much. But what a great episode! I still got it playing again, and Boba Fett just got his armor back on. And how awesome does he look now? Is this going to be his look moving forward? He doesn't have a jumpsuit.
Yep, probably make a few adjustments to it. I think that was like a quick. We're in the midst of battle. I'm just going to put it on and make it functional. But
what about the knee pad shots?
That was cool. Yeah,
I did those knee pads.
I was not expecting that. That was cool.
No, I love when he flips the rangefinder down and shoots the rocket off, and he's like, "I was aiming for the other one." I'm like,
"Right,"
yeah, but you still.
At first, I'm like, "That's a smart shot. Take the one that's higher up, and it'll fall down into the other one, take them both out with one shot." But I meant to hit the other one.
Did you also catch that he said, "I'm a simple man"? Same thing Django said when he met Obi-Wan in episode.
Right.
Man, even though it's the same guy, but how awesome is that?
Yeah. So now, man, what is Bo-Katan and her Night Owls going to show back up in these last 2 episodes?
Yeah, they have to. She's searching for the Darksaber.
Right.
I mean, here's the question though: how are they going to know where Moff Gideon is? Because they destroyed the base that he was using on Navarro, right?
Right.
So how are they going to find him? I was still kind of hoping for a Thrawn mention again, but
so in the 3rd episode of this season, that planet that they were on, the water planet where they first met Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
So she's taken over. She took over that ship, that transport ship. I'm sure there's got to be data, some sort of data on that ship, locked into his whatever main ship or flagship that he's on. Maybe that's how they track him down. I'm sure I would think that the transport ship would have some sort of location, some sort of locator to, be able to link up with the main flagship that they're going to.
Yeah.
And they did take that over. And then the other question is Cara Dune. Is she gonna decide to go with them? I mean, we didn't get to see her answer. She was talking about the stripes, but then he says they got the child, and their expression on her face changes. So she might be going with them. We might see a fairly large ragtag group of people going back to going after Moff.
I hope she's with him because she's a badass soldier and she could whoop some butt.
And that might, the rumors of the Bo-Katan and Cara Dune spinoff show. Maybe this is where they first meet up. And they meet up in this battle and somehow end up joining forces for some reason.
Yeah, that would be really cool. That would be super cool.
And then, as a Jedi, are we still going to get a Jedi showing up? I don't know that
I'm telling you right now, we're going to see the end. Remember what I said during the theory show? There's going to be a Jedi show up on Tython, but there will be nobody there now. So he'll show up and be like, "Where did it go?" And I'm guessing if a Jedi reaches out or can feel Grogu through the Force, that they'll can feel him and maybe kind of sense him through the Force of where he is.
Yeah, not to mention
go into season 3.
Not to mention all the stormtrooper bodies littered on the ground.
That's true. There are stormtrooper, and plus the remains of the Razor Crest, which isn't much. I'm glad the spear made it through because that seemed like a kind of a plot point for last episode that's going to be important. And it's Beskar, so I guess even Boba Fett's armor would have survived.
Right.
And the ball.
Yeah.
Is the ball Beskar?
Huh?
I says the ball Beskar.
I don't know. It survived though.
Yeah. There's a lot to unpack. There's a lot that happened in this episode.
Yeah, for such
a great episode.
There's a lot packed in there.
Yeah, and it's 30 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Long. I mean, the official runtime's 33, but without credits and stuff like that.
The end credits and
the
intro, the recap.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I can't wait to watch this one again.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna. Well, the best part is I get to watch it with my son, who he loves Boba Fett, even though he's only seen him in Return of the Jedi and as a kid, really, and a little bit on Empire.
Right.
So he's gonna be stoked when he sees him throw that armor on and start kicking some butt, which really got me excited. I'm really excited about this episode and moving forward. This is definitely my favorite of the season, and this season's been just jam packed with good stuff.
Right. It seems like they just keep getting better. So, I mean, what are we going to get these final 2 episodes?
My other question is not only what are we get, how long are they going to be? They feel like they're going to have to be bigger episodes, like longer episodes, maybe.
I would think that they're going to have to be longer episodes.
I'm watching the scene where he's talking about his code or whatever.
Oh, yeah, it's chain code.
Yeah, Mando didn't even bother asking, but Boba Fett still wanted to prove that that's his armor.
Right.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Fought in the Mandalorian Civil Wars. I think Boba Fett's new look, if that's going to be his look moving forward, is badass.
Yeah, the black undercloth looks
black
good.
Underwear. Oh man, I can't. You know what? I can't wait for the next Star Wars celebration, and I'll be there. I wonder how many Fennec Shans we're going to see. We'll see tons of the Mandalorian. We're going to see the new Boba Fett costume. There's going to be so many
new characters
because of this show. I mean, I bet we'll see more from the Mandalorian than we will of the sequel trilogy characters.
Yeah, I would put money on that.
Yeah. Let's talk about seeing the Slave One in action again. I mean, not like the hardcore action, but getting to see it fly around. When it flew in, what did you do? Like, how did you feel?
I think my jaw dropped. I was like, Slave One?
Yes.
Hell yeah. I'm like, already. I'm like, Boba Fett's back. We're going to get some.
We did not expect that.
No. I did a little bit because of the cockpit thing, but we didn't even see the inside of the cockpit of that, did we? We just saw the outside.
No, you just saw the outside. Thanks, T-Wayne, for the sub, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, we didn't see the inside, so we're going to probably see the inside here in an episode or 2.
Yeah.
Man, just moving forward, there's so much I want to talk about. I can't even get my brain straight on everything.
Right. Yeah, there's so much there.
Yeah, it's and so much in so little time. Hey, Alex. One of my friends.
Nice.
He follows the Horror Syndicate. Yeah, it was an incredible episode, man. It was so good. It's worth staying up till 3 a.m. And I know some people on the East Coast that are still up. Like a friend of mine he's a big Mando cosplayer. His name's James Clark or Lucas McCoy. He just wrote up after the episode was over, I am deceased, because he's been a big Mandalorian guy since I've known him for more than 10 years now. So yeah, I need to get a Boba Fett helmet. I just want to spend all my money on Star Wars stuff right now.
Get Star Wars fever.
I got the Star Wars fever again. I mean, I've had Star Wars fever for 40 years, but
it's picking up.
I want to tear down my horror room and make it a fucking Star Wars room again. That's what I want to do. I'm doing it. No, I just need to build on another room. So, and so anybody, we got a few people watching. Let us know what you think of the episode, and please hit the subscribe button. What a great episode! I can't wait. We got Moff Gideon has Grogu. What's going to happen? What's going to happen?
And he knew to let him use his horsepower. He's gonna wear out and get sleepy.
Yeah, I love that.
Talk to him like this is not the first time they've seen each other.
Well, no, I guess not. I guess when the doctor had him, I'm sure Moff Gideon may have seen him at some point. Or was Moff Gideon involved in him taking him from the temple?
From the temple in that time where his memory was dark.
Maybe it's dark because they don't like each other. And then you got Grogu trying to. Was he trying to take the darksaber from?
I don't know. I couldn't tell if he was just kind of like reaching out to.
I'm watching that scene right now, right this very minute. So he reaches for it.
It didn't quite look like he was trying to take it, but he's definitely reaching for it.
But the Moff Gideon's like, Yeah. He made that reaction like he was trying to reach for it. The Hasbro Black Series Boba Fett helmet. Yeah, I saw a review for that, and I'm like, I deserve to get myself a Christmas present. Maybe I should just get it. I cannot buy comics for a month. But I don't want, I don't want Rolly being like, I saw you bought a helmet and you got a comic to make. Yeah. Oh God, this episode just got me so jazzed.
Yeah.
It really makes me want to go back to the beginning of The Mandalorian and rewatch it all over again, even though I just did that. And I got to wait a whole fucking week. We got to wait a week for another episode, dude. What are we going to do? Theorize.
Yeah, theories and speculate. And yeah, it seems like Disney's clamped down on the leaks pretty hard, so I don't know if we'll get very much leaked information or reports. So,
I don't want any more leaks.
Yeah, I know you don't.
Yeah.
It can be pure speculation for these finals.
Yeah, I love theorizing about stuff. I mean, one of my favorite things about waiting for episode 2, episode 3, and then The Force Awakens and everything was theorizing. We even talked about what would happen in The Rise of Skywalker after what happened with the Last Jedi.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's awesome to do. And my problem, I was a sourpuss when we did last week's show about chapter 13 because I knew what was going to happen. And it bothered me. So no more spoilers for me. Theorizing all the way.
Yeah, that's part of the fun part of being a Star Wars fan is being able to speculate and come up with your own theories on what you think is going to happen next, and chat about it with other fellow Star Wars fans.
That's what this channel's about: is fans getting together and talking Star Wars. Just like this quote. This is what Alex says here.
Yeah,
seeing Boba Fett out of armor, kick ass, was just as good as watching Kick-Ass in armor, and we finally got to see him do more than fight a little than fall in the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah,
Boba Fett was one of the reason people liked Boba Fett growing up was he was the coolest looking character other than Darth Vader.
Yeah,
and we all had the Boba Fett toys and were playing with him and doing different things. He was the last one of my original figures that I kept. I had him forever until his paint scratched. All his paint scratched off, so he's all like light blue. But like I always like had him doing other things and coming out of the Sarlacc pit. And we finally got to see him do some stuff. And I mean, sure, we got to see Cobb Vanth do it in the first episode, but we got to see him use the rangefinder and shoot the rocket, which was awesome.
Yeah,
I'm buying that helmet.
He used a lot. Yeah, he had a lot more weapons. We saw Boba use a lot more of that suit than we got to see Cobb Vanth.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things that Cobb may not even knew about, like knee guns or whatever that was.
Yeah. And was that actually part of the armor? Was that something Boba already had on whatever he was wearing before he grabbed the armor back? Because he seemed pretty well equipped when he showed up.
He did. I hope he keeps the gaffy stick.
That's cool. Useful. That's a cool addition to his
theory. What if it's Boba Fett and Din Djarin versus Moff Gideon with the darksaber? You got a gaffy stick. I don't know how well it will do against a lightsaber, but you got the gaffy stick and the Beskar spear head to head. Man, that would be awesome. Alex, if you haven't subscribed, please do. By the way,
you might be having a fight. Use that gaffy stick to fight off some dark troopers too,
dude. That might be the key. I mean, first of all, we don't know if there are Jedi. Obviously, yes. That's the only one I didn't get of those.
Is it?
Yep.
I love this. I love these things.
I didn't ask you anything. Yeah. Those came out, 97 or so? I got the Stormtrooper, 3PO, the Darth Vader. There was like 5 or 6 of them. And that was the only one I missed.
I got C3PO, Darth Vader, the Stormtrooper, Boba Fett, and then I got Darth Maul when they started releasing.
I think you got the whole series. I missed out on the Boba Fett because they opened the box because I worked at Toys R Us when they came in. They opened the box before I got there, and the one Boba Fett out of the 6 figures in the box was gone. So I was like, well, I'm taking the Darth Vader now, and I'm going to go buy this right now.
So was Boba the hardest one to find in that series?
Of those, yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, I remember he was also hard to find in '97 when they first re-released the figure. Thank you, Alex, for the sub, and share. Hit the like button for us. Alex is a good dude. He's a Star Wars fan. He's a comic fan, I think, and he's a horror fan. I know for sure. He was actually in a horror movie, Volumes of Blood.
He's all in your circle.
Plus, his name's Alex Ross, so he should like comic. Alex Ross. We'll just leave it at that. He's got a last name, but Alex Ross is cool enough, right? Anyway, yeah. Well, God, what else do we need to say about this episode? It had everything.
Yeah, like you said before, there's so much running through my mind. I don't even really know. Other than, I mean, are we going to see a Jedi, or is he going to show up right at the?
Oh yeah.
Right, we're going to see it right at the end of episode.
Very
8.
end of episode 8. We're going to see a Jedi. We're going to get a reveal of Luke. I'm calling Luke. I'm calling Luke. And I'm not going to be mad about it. Some people might be mad about it. I'm calling Luke.
Sebastian Stan Luke?
I hope so. I will. Yes. I don't want to look. I love Mark Hamill to pieces. I really do. He's become one of my favorite celebrities. Period. Since he was the Joker. You know. But I don't want to see a DH Mark Hamill again. No. I want to see somebody who can do the physicality of being a Jedi, and I want to see somebody who could be around for the long run. I love him as Bucky, but I honestly think I'd rather see Sebastian Stan as Luke for a long time. You know, that's what I would like to see. Because like when Cap handed his shield over at the end of Endgame, spoiler alert, I was hoping that he was going to hand it to Bucky.
Oh yeah.
Well, because of the comics, you know.
Right.
But no, he gave it to Falcon, which I was fine with. But maybe thanks, Alex, man, you're awesome. But I think I'd rather see him play Luke at this point. As much as I like Bucky, I'm a big Cap guy. I think I'd rather see him play Luke for a long time.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
And you know whose blessing he'd have? Mark Hamill's. Mark Hamill loves him. It's his son.
Oh, that's right. They got the little back and forth.
Yeah. It's not really his son, but yeah, you know. I would love that. I hope that's what it is. My second choice would be the Cal Kestis from the Jedi Fallen Order game because I loved him, and of course they could get Cameron Monaghan to play the part if need be. But I do think we'll see a Jedi at the end of episode 8. I think episode 8 is going to be the biggest Mandalorian episode ever. And I think 7, the one thing I don't want to see in 7, I'd like to see the beginning of episode 7 would be them at the end of breaking out Bill Burr's character. I don't want to see the whole episode doing that.
Getting there to break him out.
No, I want to see like them building their team, getting Bo-Katan, maybe getting Ahsoka, you know, getting the team together.
Yeah, I got a feeling we're not going to see Ahsoka though.
Probably not.
I think she's on her way to go grab Sabine, and they're
what if it's both of them?
If they make a pit stop on the way to find Thrawn and Ezra.
Yeah. Well, let's help them get Ahsoka knows how important he could be, you know. Yeah. Get Ahsoka, Sabine, Bo-Katan, and the other 2 Mandos that's with her, Boba Fett, Fennec Shand, Bill Burr's character, who I can't remember his name. I mean, that's a team.
That's one hell of a team.
Yeah.
That's a big band of rebels there.
Oh yeah, rebels. Something Boba Fett probably never thought he'd be a part of.
Right.
Yeah, man. It could be pretty, and plus Cara Dune maybe.
Right, man. This is just I think just a beginning taste of what the Filoniverse is going to be. Wait till we start getting all these spin-off shows that they're talking about.
Dude,
I still want to see. I don't think he'll show up in the Mandalorian, and I don't think he'll be involved in responding to Grogu. Grogu's sending out the Force Waves, but I still want to see some Quinlan Voss.
I do too. Maybe it could be him. He could be the one that answers the beacon. At this point, anybody would make me happy.
Yeah.
But like my choice is Luke. I love Luke.
I think Luke makes the most sense too for this
Migs
time.
Mayfield. Thank you, Alex.
Migs Mayfield. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, Migs Mayfeld, not Field. I said Field. Yeah. Yeah, man. It could be anybody. We don't know who. Like the other thing is, like, at this point, how many people has Luke found and already started training? It could be somebody that he's already started training.
Right.
Somebody said, "What about Ben Skywalker or Ben Solo?" And I'm like,
he'd be too young.
Like 5 or 6 years old.
Is he born at this point yet?
Yeah, he was born like 9 months after the Battle of Endor. Because that celebration, that Ewok wine, Han laid down.
How old is he in Force Awakens? He doesn't seem that old.
If he's born right after the Battle of the Endor, he's 29 or 30.
Yeah, almost 30.
Yeah, I mean, Adam Driver himself, I think, is 40. So, yeah, he's 29 or 30, and I think Ray's only 19.
Maybe it was just his personality or his little temper tantrums that made him seem like he was a lot younger.
Well, he's a Skywalker. I mean, we've seen that through Luke, and we've seen that through Anakin, especially.
Yeah, but Anakin was still younger, much younger, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, he was in episode 2. He was like 20, 19, 20.
19 or 20.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's true. Or what if Mara Jade shows up?
Dude, I'm still on the Mara Jade train. I want to see her so bad. She's the one of the out of all of us. I'm a big expanded universe fan, but out of all the people they've omitted from now that are in Legends from the new canon, she's probably the one that hurts the most. She may have been the fan favorite that came out of all the expanded universe. Mara Jade, I love her. I love. God, I mean, one of the first things I ever read that was expanded universe was the Thrawn trilogy.
Yeah,
she was in that. She was a big part of it.
I actually read the novels before I got the comics.
No, me too. Yeah, the novels came out in the early '90s, I think.
Is that when they did?
I could be wrong. It might be the late '80s, really, something like that. But I do have the graphic novels too. But yeah, I think I'm gonna cosplay as Boba Fett now. Thick Boba Fett. I think I could pull it off. He's a bit thicker now.
He's a hefty guy now.
I can do it. I could fit that role.
I don't know if these aren't probably the original.
They should probably still have the date in there, but yeah, The Last Command, Heir to the Empire. Yeah.
That was the first one, right? Heir to the Empire.
Heir to the Empire. Yep. Yeah, I mean, who else would love to see Mara Jade pop up? I mean, it may not happen, but I mean, a guy can hope, right?
Oh yeah.
91 was when Heir to the Empire came out.
91.
91, yeah. So yeah, it was around that time that I got it because I remember seeing it at Walden Books and be like, "Oh, I'm buying a Star Wars book. Cool."
I was like, Star Wars material that's not from the original trilogy. I was like, "Oh man, I'm getting this."
Oh yeah, I scooped it right up. I freaking read the first one. I think a year later the second one came out, and that really is what got me into reading Star Wars material. And then I started seeing the Dark Horse comics pop up a couple years later, like Crimson Empire, the Dark God,
or Dark Empire,
Dark Empire. Yeah, that there's a lot of cool stuff. Splinter of the Mind's Eye. Yeah, actually, that was supposed to be the original sequel to Star Wars.
Splinter of the Mind's Eye.
Yeah, it's really misogynist though. Like Luke, the way he treats Leia is ridiculous. But
it's been a while since I read it.
It's probably good that one's stricken.
This one, but I did purchase it at one point.
Anything that Timothy Zahn wrote back then, and I think he's still writing Star Wars, is gold. In my opinion.
No, I heard some. Maybe it was. It might have been Christian Harloff. Somebody said that his new material is not quite as good as the original stuff that he wrote, but it's still.
Neither is most of what Star Wars has become since Disney took over. Unfortunately, it's not as good as the legend stuff. I mean, there was when Timothy Zahn got to start writing Star Wars, it was new. Still, there was so much unexplored area that he could probably have carte
Like
blanche.
it's
There's no
almost,
sequel series to worry about. They
yeah,
like Disney's got now trying to fit everything in the box, you
yeah,
know, where Timothy Zahn and all these other writers that John Ostrander, and they didn't have to do that. They could do whatever they want. That's why we saw books that were taking place back in 3,964 years before the Battle of Yavin. That's
yeah.
why the video games were, in my opinion, a little bit better. Although the Jedi Fallen Order is great. And then you got Legacy that took place 137 years or something like that after the Battle of Endor. So we don't need to talk about how much I love Dark Horse and all that stuff. But I'm very happy with the way that The Mandalorian is going. Glad I didn't get any spoilers. This episode really, like, this season has really reinvigorated my love for Star Wars on like
All
epic
level.
proportions. I've had to hold back on buying so much stuff because like that's what happens when I see Star Wars I love. When The Force Awakens came out, I just bought, you know. And that's what they want.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they want. And that's what
Merchandising.
merchandising. We got Star Wars the lunchbox box, Star Wars the flamethrower, but
Yeah.
Spaceball, of course. But yeah, I mean that's what happened. I bought everything. I bought a new X-wing, a new freaking TIE fighter. But like now it's like you got a Razor Crest action figure ship that I could have that I can, like put on the wall somehow. It's like I see I love Moff Gideon's look. I was like, I need a Moff Gideon figure.
So
Okay.
you think he's was there a cult following of Vader? Were there people that like a
The Cult of Vader, yeah,
cult
that
of
happened.
Vader? Okay, so I was thinking that I thought that was a thing, but I couldn't. You think he's has any? Because he looks got a pretty similar look to Vader. You think he comes from that?
I don't know. I mean, he's Imperial probably for most of his life. I would say. I don't know. He could. Maybe maybe that's who he's trying to clone or whatever is Vader.
Up to this point, every Moff that I've seen has been in an officer's uniform, right? Have you
Yeah. Well, I mean, and you got to think this is
post? Yeah,
yeah, and so it could be just what he decided to wear. I mean, because it looks like it's a mix of even a TIE fighter costume with a cape, and you don't see Moffs with capes either. Also, Grand Admiral Thrawn doesn't exactly wear what Moffs wear either. He wears the white uniform, which I've seen only a couple people wear that. So yeah, I don't know. I that'd be cool if it was something like that.
so you think he's in the leadership of his own little empire?
Yeah, so we talked about that, didn't we? About how there were different sects of the empire. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think he does. I don't think so. There was something that was lingering in my head whenever it showed him on the ship after he told them to put binders on Grogu.
yeah,
It was like I hope, and I was almost expecting him to name drop Thrawn, like let's contact Thrawn or something like that. I really hope they're not connected because it would be a great added bonus if those two were head to head. My
yeah,
empire is the rightful empire. No, mine is. I think that
right,
would be so cool.
yeah. Who did he say when he said contact? He said contact
Is
somebody.
that Dr. Pershing or Parshing or whatever?
Who I didn't
Yeah,
catch it at first. I'm like, okay, who did he name drop? Okay,
wasn't it was the doctor, right?
I didn't catch it. I had to.
I'm pretty sure it's the doctor that was working on Grogu from in episode 3 from
Yeah. Okay.
season 1.
So yeah, now we just got to figure out what they're actually using Grogu for.
Well, maybe cloning Vader. Maybe I didn't even think about that. Maybe he was a Vader acolyte, and maybe that's the thing to bring back Vader for some reason. Because I'm sure nobody knows who threw the Emperor over the goddamn.
True.
Yeah. Oh, the only person that knows that is Luke and Palpatine and Vader. And Vader's dead, and so is Palpatine. Well, Palpatine's not, I guess.
When we seen him at that science base, the scientific base on back on Navarro, they had mentioned that they mentioned the donor, but then they said the what do they call him, the person, not the donor, but the volunteer. Something about they didn't think the experiment didn't take, or the thing that it didn't take, and we're not sure if the volunteer is going to make it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So and they talked about using his blood, and they didn't draw enough blood to run another experiment. So you think he's like running those failed attempts, like he's trying to obtain powers of the Force, like he's not going to because it's not going to work. But do you think he's trying to use his blood?
I did think about that because he wields a Force weapon, a
Yeah.
Force weapon. So, and he seems like he's about power.
Yeah.
More than anything. So yeah, I thought about that too. I don't think it would take, because when they're saying it looked like they're trying to clone somebody, but maybe they're trying to put blood in non-Force users, not with low midichlorian counts.
Right, that's what I was kind of thinking.
Maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of questions to be answered about him still.
Yeah.
Like we talked about, it would be cool if we saw a little bit of his past. I still would like to see that sometime.
Yeah, maybe we'll get that in the next episode.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot, man. There's 2 episodes left, and there's still so much.
They've got a lot of stuff they've set up that we're gonna have to. Yeah, I'm sure we're not gonna get it all resolved before this season's over. There's still gonna be a lot of stuff.
No, they got to save stuff for season 3 and 4, because I heard they're shooting season 3 and 4 back to back simultaneously.
That's
so
nice.
Yeah, so we're it sounds like we're guaranteed 4 seasons at minimum. And then, but the thing is, this season seems like it's a season that's going to be like, it's like season 1 was a seed, and now the seed's starting to grow into a tree, and it's going to start branching off with Ahsoka, maybe the Bo-Katan type show, and maybe even what was the animated, the Bad Blood, maybe, or Bad Blood, Bad Batch. But I don't know when that's going to take place. I'm guessing it's going to probably be right around the end of Order 66.
Yeah,
but I mean, this seems like this is the tree starting to branch, and all the shows could tie together. Because think about what Disney did with Marvel.
Right.
The seed was Iron Man, and then the tree started growing and branched off, and everybody's crossing over, and we could get think about 5 years down the line, we could have a huge, massive crossover show with like everything coming to a head. Like I was thinking a few minutes ago, I was like, I can't wait till I'm 45. I don't want to be 45, but when by the time I'm 45, think about all the Star Wars content surrounding the Mandalorian could be out there. I mean, that's what, 5 years away. That's plus there could be more movies by that time. So
yeah, I mean, Taika still has a movie in the works, doesn't he?
Well, supposedly, who knows? Who knows what's going on with Star Wars with the possible change in management here at the end of the year.
I've heard some speculation, and I think it's purely speculation. I don't think there's any reports or just a rumor or speculate. I guess it'd just be speculation. But like, what if after we get 3 or 4 seasons of The Mandalorian, what if we get hit with a big over the top like movie, like Mandalorian on the big screen?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is a big massive crossover, but it's a movie.
Yeah, that could be Taika's movie. I mean, he's filmed a few episodes of Mandalorian.
I want Taika to make a movie that is purely IG-11. Just that's it. The the Adventures of IG-11. No, yeah, that would be great. I mean, I don't know, for some reason the way that his mind is based on what I've seen him produce.
Yeah.
I think he's going to do something completely out of the box.
Something different.
Something different for Star Wars.
That would be nice too, though.
Yeah. Plus, we're talking 4 or 5 years away. I mean, we could have another Star Wars movie as soon as 2022, 2023.
Right.
So who knows? I don't know what's going on. Like I said, from what I keep hearing, that there's going to be a management change sometime in the next year or so. Someone's contract going to be up.
They got the investors meeting coming up here on the 10th, so we might get a big news drop then too.
I hope so. God, we're going to have to be ready for an episode then. I read a theory that the Bad Batch may have been tasked with getting Grogu. Yeah, we talked about that on the other show, and so we were wondering who in the hell took him out of the Jedi Temple. Well, that would make total sense because we talked Palpatine, we talked other Jedi that may have made it, but the Bad Batch makes total sense. Because, well, the reason I was not on the Palpatine train is like, who the hell had the balls to steal Grogu from Palpatine if Palpatine had him, you know?
Yeah, and my thought on that is Palpatine may have had him until Vader threw him down that shaft. Like once the Emperor was gone and out of the picture, then maybe somebody stole him.
Yeah.
Like maybe Darth Maul. Was Maul? No, I
Yeah,
guess
he died right before episode 4.
Yeah, because Obi-Wan took him out.
And it was a sweet moment too.
Yeah.
Here. That was a great moment. That's the way Maul should have gone out, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I did hear about a possible Darth Maul show. Did you hear about this?
I've heard rumors about Darth Maul coming back in some form, maybe a clone of Darth Maul.
That's, I heard that they were going to clone Darth Maul. That was going to be the clones. I've heard so many weird things the last few days, especially.
There was one video breakdown I saw where they zoomed in on one of the cloning tanks in what was that, episode 4? And one of them looked like what is it?
Zabrak.
Zabrak, yeah.
Yeah, I heard that the they show the concept art at the end of the episodes. It looked like a Zabrak, but I don't think it's Darth Maul. I think it's just some poor soul that they tried to use the blood on.
We did see one there at the fight scene where the Gamorrean guards were fighting.
And Zabraks are all over the galaxy. I mean, we saw it in the Clone Wars on oh god, I can't think of the name of the planet. Dathomir. But with the Night Sisters and all that.
Was that Dathomir?
Dathomir, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, who knows? I don't know what's in those tanks. My theory with that still remains that it's just dejected. Some people think it's Snoke.
Yeah.
But why would you give force powers to a guy that looked like that? Unless that's what happened to him from the force powers, but
I don't think that was necessarily Snoke himself, but I think that maybe those experiments were like a precursor to how Snoke was made. Like they were just still experimenting and trying to figure stuff out, doing different stuff with clones, or like I said, trying to infuse blood of someone with a high M count with a regular non-force user to see if it takes, or see if what kind of results they get. Just even some mad science experiments from the Empire's science division.
I don't know. I really hope they don't tie it too closely to the sequel trilogy. I'd like to stay far away from that, in my opinion.
Knowing Filoni, though, it probably is a little egg or breadcrumb to something. It might not be the Snoke of the sequels, but I'm sure. I would think that Filoni would put it in there for a reason. Or, well, I guess actually Favreau wrote that episode, but
no, I guess we'll see coming up. I hope some of that's explained by the end of the season, because I know regardless, season 2 will leave off on a cliffhanger, and it'll leave us guessing for a year. Like what was that? I mean, season 1 didn't really leave off with too big of a cliffhanger. I mean, sure, we wanted to know more about Moff Gideon, but we knew certain things, like him being tasked to find Grogu's people, the Jedi, and all that. But like we didn't. I think this season's cliffhanger is going to be even bigger.
Yeah, there'll be more loose ends to tie up for next season.
Well, there are so many like loose ends already.
Yeah,
they're not going to. I don't think they could possibly figure out a way. Like if we see a giant team up, they could find a way to seal, cut some of those strings off. I don't think Ahsoka will be back after this season. I mean, I'm leaving up a little bit of hope that she'll come back for the finale, but after that, I think they'll, like you said, December 10th, we'll have 2 episodes still left, because that's on a Wednesday, right?
The 10th is. Well, you know what? It would help if I flipped my calendar to December, still on November.
Yeah, please do, because we want to get out of 2020 as soon as possible.
Oh, I'm trapped in November 2020. The 10th is Thursday.
Yeah, so there could be a huge thing dropping in that episode.
Yeah.
So that might be why they're doing their thing before that episode. So maybe we'll get some announcements. I hope it. We didn't get. This year has been so crappy that we haven't got almost any announcements for future anythings.
No Celebration Day, no San Diego Comic-Con, no. Yeah.
And this could be even Marvel stuff because I still want to get a. We don't have a solid release date for WandaVision, right? Have they put a date out for that?
They put one out and then they moved it, and
it's supposed to be this month, isn't it?
It was originally, the report I saw was gonna be like Christmas week, or like
it's gonna take Mando's spot on Fridays. I bet you.
Right, it probably will. Yeah. But I think the last thing I heard was it got pushed back to like January 15th or something.
Well, maybe we'll get the Ahsoka show announcement, the Bad Batch, get some announcements like that. Maybe we'll finally find out what's going on with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because that's what I'm really looking forward to when it comes to Marvel as far as the shows go. WandaVision looks fun, but this is the one that I'm really interested in. I'm a Cap guy. Can't help it.
Yeah, the thing that interests me about the WandaVision is the opening up the multiverse and all that. I think we're going to get Mephisto in there. I think he's the one controlling, like pulling the strings on Wanda.
Probably. That'd be great to find. That's a big character in the Marvel U to get in there. That'd be great.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we'll have to do another show that's all Marvel speculation.
Yeah, we'll just do it for the Rayzor show. Not the Razor's Crest, which may need to change his name already. Damn it.
Blow that shit up.
The Razor Crest is gone. It's our fault. It's our fault.
It's only because we named our show the Razor's Crest.
And if anybody can tell me in the comments, let me know what that font is from that Jay made the Razor's Crest logo for. If anybody can tell me what that's from, I'll be happy. That's all. I have nothing to give away. I was like, I'll give you something, but I don't have anything to give away.
Give him we can send him a copy of Stellar Odyssey.
I could still, yeah. I'm not doing that. I don't.
You get a shout out on the channel.
You get a shout out on the channel. Looking forward to December 10th. Looking forward to December 11th and December 18th. Because I mean, really, you said Christmas time. December 18th is the last episode of The Mandalorian, so WandaVision could be December 18th.
We can make it a surprise.
What? Let's real fast before we wrap everything up. We've been on for almost an hour. What are your hopes for any kind of Star Wars announcement?
Me? You asking me or the viewers?
Both. Let us know in the comments. Anybody who watches this or is watching, and you, Jay, what are your kind of hopes for announcement? Realistic.
I want confirmation of the Ahsoka show. Whether or not we're getting Thrawn and Ezra Bridger, which I guess that would probably be included in that one. I don't think we're going to get any Star Wars movies anytime soon. I'm pretty sure everything I've seen, they're really going to focus heavy on Disney Plus. So I guess just some confirmations on the Star Wars Disney Plus shows. Maybe a release date and a trailer for Bad Batch. Boba Fett show, confirmation of the Boba Fett show. Disney. Oh yeah. Good point. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah. That'll be a nice Christmas.
I'd like an announcement of the Ahsoka show as well. I'm guessing that would be the Rebels sequel series.
Yeah, and maybe some confirmation, because I've heard we haven't heard much about the animated Rebels sequel, and so there's speculation that maybe the plans for that animated sequel has been switched to live action.
Yeah. You know what I'd like to see animated is a show that takes place after A New Hope with Luke, Leia, and Han. Why haven't we seen an animated series with the main characters from Star Wars? That's something I've always wanted to see. A few years ago, there was an anime style statues released of all of the original trilogy characters, and It's like, man, this would look so good. I mean, they did a whole thing with the Clone Wars.
I was getting ready to say that would be a good way to fill in the gaps there.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing that with the Marvel comics, but they're not great. And I think it would be great to see. We saw the Clone Wars. We saw Anakin and Obi-Wan. Why not the people that we all grew up watching? All Star Wars fans love Luke, Leia, and Han, Darth Vader, C-3PO, R2. Why not? Why has there never been a series? How about a series that takes place after Return of the Jedi?
Right?
That'd be great in my opinion.
Shadows of the Empire animated series would be cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Black Sun and
Shizor. There's all kinds of cool stuff they could do with those characters. I don't know why they're like holding them under lock and key. The Skywalker saga is over. Let's do an animated series at some point with Skywalkers, and Mark Hamill could voice Luke.
Right.
So
we'll make Darth Krayt canon.
Darth Krayt's like 130 years from all that, but that would be awesome.
Is it?
Yeah, he's from Legacy.
I know he's from Legacy, but I thought
You're talking about Darth Bane, or
I'll have to go back and look. I thought it was around the Clone Wars era.
No, Darth Krayt was he was the Legacy Sith Lord that came up with the one Sith. That
he started out as a Tusken Raider, right?
As a Tusken, yeah, but yeah, he didn't become Darth Krayt until way later.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I would be all for having some Legacy characters come up, because Cade Skywalker was awesome, which he'll never happen now because Luke never had any kids.
Right.
As far as we know, maybe he has a bastard running around somewhere.
I think it'd be. I don't think it'd be anytime soon, but I'd still really like to see an Inquisitor live action show. See Darth Vader in his prime with the Inquisitors hunting down the Jedi.
I'd like to see, a Darth Vader purge show, a great Jedi purge, because we talked about the Inquisitors on our previous show, and the second sister, I really was impressed by her, and I'd like to see her live action. So between the end of Order, what did we say when Mace Windu got thrown out the window? Windu out the window.
Yeah, Mace out the window.
Yeah, #wow, Windu out the window. No, I'd love to see something that takes place between that and Jedi Fallen Order, where it's Vader and his Inquisitors hunting Jedi. That would be awesome. And like I said, the second sister, she was great. I don't want to say too much about her, but she was awesome. So plus the Grand Inquisitor, we got to see very little of. He was in a couple comics, and he was in the first season of Rebels. Then he killed himself, essentially.
Yeah, I want to see more Legends stuff. I want to see him pull more Legends stuff and make it canon. Like I want to jump way back. Either I want to go visit a different time period. Like let's go way back to Golden Age of the Sith or something like that.
Now you're talking. Whew. Exar Kun, Eula Caldroma.
Yes.
Sunrider, you mentioned her earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be awesome. Now you're talking. I mean, when you're talking about movies, I was thinking to myself, is like, are they going to do a High Republic show or movie? Because they're doing the books, the comics. It's like, why not do a movie also? I mean, that's what was that? Is that 100 years before The Phantom Menace?
I'm not sure exactly. Has that been picking up much traction with the fans?
I don't know, because it's not out yet. I mean, well, some of it may be, but I know the first comic issue comes out next month.
Oh, okay.
I'm definitely going to read it and see what that's all about, because I give every Star Wars title a chance, and there was a few that were underwhelming. Like the Leia book was underwhelming, and this Bounty Hunters one isn't grabbing me. I
enjoy I like the Bounty Hunters one.
Yeah, I've gotten about 4 or 5 issues deep, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to keep reading this. Some of the Vader stuff was cool. The first run of Dr. Aphra that I read was really fun. I'd like to see her live action.
I still need to get into my trades. I got like first 4 or 5 trades of Dr. Aphra, but I haven't read them yet.
I have all floppies, floppy. Oh. But anyway, let's wrap it up. We're hitting an hour. Yeah. Check us out. Please hit the subscribe button. We'll be talking more Star Wars next week. Maybe have a video come up late this weekend. I don't know what I'm going to do. Thinking about showing off my old collection. I've got totes and totes and totes in the basement. Any final thoughts for you, Jay?
No, I'm ready to go watch this episode again before I go to bed tonight. Yeah, thanks for anyone that tuned in and watching this video on replay. Leave comments. What if you agree or disagree with anything that we covered or speculated about? Leave any of your speculations in the comments. Who you want to see? What do you want to see next from Star Wars? And what do you think we might get out of the investors meeting?
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. I'm hoping for some big announcements. Hey, thanks, Alex, for showing up. Thanks for the sub. We really appreciate it. Have a good day. Get some rest. I'm going to get some rest before I have to get up at 7 to get the kids up for school. Last day of school for who knows how long. Yeah, I love the episode. I cannot wait for the next episode. I'm going to be just pillaging through my own Star Wars stuff the next few days. Figures, comics, books, all that stuff. You guys have a nice evening, morning, whenever you watch this. Hit the subscribe button, give us a like. It all helps the channel because we want to do more and more Star Wars, DC, Marvel, comic, whatever, all kinds of stuff. So thanks for checking out Rayzor's Crest, and subscribe to Rage of Rayzor here on YouTube. We'll see you next time.